Hello fellow collectors, today's review is going to be over the recently released DC Multiverse Batman Hong Kong skydive from the Dark Knight. That being said, there are two versions of this figure. There is the regular version, which does not have the cowl or the wired cape. The regular version just has the Bruce Wayne head, and the rest is pretty similar, just some different accessories here and there. And this in front of us is the platinum version. Usually there will be a platinum sticker here at the bottom, but mine did not come with it. That being said, it was a hassle trying to track this guy down. Had searched about 5 different targets by asking employees, going back and forth from one target to another, and it took about 3.5 hours overall to really track him down. That being said, let's go over the actual packaging. Now here at the top, you see 12 plus, just like every other figure. And then you have the 22 moving parts, which is the same. And then you have Batman Hong Kong Skydive in big bold letters with the Dark Knight in a nice blue font and color. And on the back, you have this nice art. I really like this art. Usually I just kind of like it more comic looking, but this is fantastic since it is actually based on the movie. Has that nice shine and shimmer to it. Really nothing really take away or say bad about the art. I actually really like it, and I am an art person, so this is cool to see. And then here on the last side, you have the DC Multiverse Batman on the side with a QR code you can scan, I believe, to go to different comics you can potentially purchase. And for those who hopefully don't have to go through near as much as I did, here's the code at the bottom. You can use that for your future search of this figure. That being said, let's get right into the actual figure overall. Starting off, the first accessory that's included, to my surprise, is an actual flight stand. There are some figures that actually deserve this, but do not include them. So it's cool to see that considering this is him when he's actually skydiving, it does include one. Especially with the wired cape, this potentially leads to a lot of opportunities for different types of poses. That being said, that's enough over the flight stand. Now moving on to the actual card. You get the same art that's on the back of the box, and it says Batman the Dark Knight. And on the back, to my surprise as well, it actually talks about the story on like some cards and details on the back. His real name, Bruce Wayne. With the help of Lieutenant Jim Gordon and District Attorney Harvey Dent, Batman sets out to destroy organized crime in Gotham City for good. The triumvirate proves to be effective, but they soon find themselves prey to a rising criminal mastermind known as the Joker, who thrusts Gotham City into anarchy and forces the Dark Knight ever closer to crossing the fine line between her and vigilante. I don't know if that's supposed to say her or if it's supposed to say something else, but I guess we'll soon realize that when other people get this figure and actually see this description on the back. Now, as you all are here, is for the actual figure. So moving on to the actual figure, here he is. He's looking very detailed and very nice overall. There's just a lot of detail going on. Let me get the feet actually correct. But yeah, there's a lot of detail going on here. Starting off with just like the legs here in general. You got all that armor detail. It looks fantastic to me. This is probably one of my favorites already, and I've barely gone over it. But yeah, it really matches the actual suit. Seen in the Dark Knight, you got the nice gold belt as well, the nice shimmer and shine to it. They actually look like gold. And then you got the chest and armor plate here, which can be seen in further more detail. The abs look very nice. The little gloves and gauntlet going on here, very nice as well. And then here on the back, you got the back armor, furthermore in detail. And then the belt, shimmer and shine once again. And then you got the wired cape, which can be seen here. Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of nice detail. You even have the nice face right here in detail overall. Looks fantastic. Actually, it looks like Christian Bale, which is amazing to me. But yeah, there's a lot of detail going on here, starting with just the arms, the whole chest and side armor as well, which can be seen right here. Moving on the back, yeah, there's a lot of fantastic parts about this figure. They did a fantastic job. And then yeah, you get the wired cape here, lead to a lot of potential and opportunity. This is my first wired cape, so that'd probably be a lot of experimenting to do with the actual figure. But yeah, he's fantastic overall. That being said, enough of gloating of this figure and talking about him. Let's get into the actual articulation. So when it comes to the actual articulation, well, let's start with the actual head. It can do a nice side to side, no issue. It's not rubbing against the actual neck here at all by any means. But yeah, it's able to go side to side perfectly fine and go up. You're going to be able to get him to look up this much, which is pretty much regular, not really much going on. And then going down, he's able to look down this much, which is the maximum limit he can go. Makes sense. But yeah, a lot of articulation, free movement. You pretty much can, yeah, pose the head any way you want. Yeah, just looking up, look like that. And then, yeah, backside looks fantastic. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. It's amazing. And then when it comes to the actual arms, it's probably going to be restricted because of the actual plates here at the top. Yeah, they're a little flexible because they are of a plastic material, but probably not going to be able to get the best movement when trying to do a T-pose, so there is that. And you're going to get the nice movement, be able to go around, no issue. Yeah, there's a lot of movement when it comes to that. And when it comes to the actual, let's see if it actually has, yeah, it does. It has a bicep cut, so you're going to be able to rotate him perfectly, no issue. So you can see, there you go, a lot of movement going on. And then when it comes to the actual elbow, let's see what we can do. Okay, there you go. Going to be able to get the elbow to go that much, which is fantastic. Pretty much what is to be expected of most McFarlane figures, unless it is super armored. In this case, the elbow pretty much is pretty bland, so I would hope it would be able to bend like that, and sure enough, it was able to. And then when it comes to the actual hand, be able to rotate, no issue, and then go down about, let me see here, that much. And then when going up, going to be able to get him to go up just about a little bit. But yeah, probably not much else there. It's not going to go up that much, but it's not a big issue in my eyes. And when it comes to the actual, oh, holy crap. All right, he bent back pretty quick and easy. That could potentially be an issue because, as you can see, there's some exposing going on right there. So yeah, I don't know if it's supposed to really lift up that easy and that much, but he can indeed have been back quite a lot, which makes sense, but you may not want to do it too much, or else, yeah, you're going to see that little gap in between. And then when it comes to ab crunch, be able to go forward, be able to get him go forward about this much. So kind of typical. And yes, you are going to be able to rotate him, no issue on this part. And yeah, you should be able to move him all around. So pretty much the articulation is very, very there. It's, yeah, not a problem so far, but yeah, you may want to watch out bending him back too much, or else it's going to expose the insides of the actual figure. And when it comes to the actual legs, going to be able to get him to sit back this much. And then when it comes to the actual splits, you'll hear some popping and cracking. But yeah, he's going to be able to do splits a little bit. However, yeah, the diaper here is going to stop it a little bit, but is of plastic material, so it can actually flex and really allow that movement to happen. And when it comes to the actual knees and the legs in general, you're going to be able to get him to bend it perfectly fine, no issue. And going back, be able to snap it back in place, no issue as well there. And when it comes to the actual foot, usually this is no issue, but yeah, let's see if it can go side to side. All right, be able to get him to go side to side here, so you can see. Seems a little stiffer than some areas, that's for sure. And be able to get him to go down this much, and then be able to go up this much perfectly fine. As you can already see, the toe as well, it's going to be no issue, at least I don't think. Let's just do that real quick. All right, probably as high as the toe you're going to be able to get, because it does get in the way of the upper half boot right here. So yeah, it's kind of not the greatest movement when it comes to toes like some figures, but that makes sense considering that the boot is the part that's getting in the way. And when it comes to the cape, considering it is an actual wired cape, you're going to be able to get a lot of movement, and yeah, be able to adjust it as well. Once again, it's my first wired cape, so I may not even know what to do properly with it. But yeah, that allows for a lot of better articulation as well, considering the actual cape can move as well. But yeah, overall, I am very, very, very happy with this figure. And if you can track him down, it makes it much better. Even though mine, it meant more to me, considering we searched so far and so wide to find him. But yeah, just look at that detail. Really shines, really shows. It is fantastic. And the wired cape is a super big plus. But overall, the next part is going to be me actually giving my final review and final thoughts, and really just getting my score overall. So with that being said, let's get right into that. So what do I think about this figure? This may be the best Batman, honestly, that McFarlane Toys has put out to date. You have the nice detail all around with the armor, really gets it to show. And yeah, it really just pops out, especially what they've done in between to match the actual suit design, and really to add more onto the detail wise. The diaper as well is not an eyesore. It flows into one and really just blends in with the actual armor. They did a fantastic job. The belt really shows a nice shimmer and shine to represent gold as well. The abs are really well constructed as well. And just the fact that they did a great job on the actual head sculpt. I mean, look at that. Actually represents Christian Bale fantastically in the Dark Knight. Yes, it does have a side eye, but that is not a big issue by any means whatsoever. And then when you get down to the actual arms, the gauntlets, that is fantastic. And with the wired cape, since they actually did that for this figure, it adds a lot of potential when it comes to posing. And yeah, just going along with that in general. And yeah, this is fantastic. It is a must-have figure in my eyes when you start getting down to all the details. And the cost of $23 in general. I feel like this is a steal and must-have into your collection. With that being said, that is going to wrap up today's review. If you're not already done so, please subscribe down below for future content. And until then, Christian Bale from The Dark Knight will see you in the next review video. Peace out and have a great time collecting.